So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Panita Arlin. I'm product sales from Adjoint, and here with me today we have Darren Zhang as well. He's a co-founder, VP of product, so he will be helping me drive the demo later on. Our team at Adjoint has been working very hard, so I'm very excited to show you what we've built. Adjoint Treasury is an accessible in-house bank for any corporate, for any size, and much, much more. Our multi-currency, multi-bank solutions will be implemented within your corporate systems. It connects all your corporate systems with the banking system seamlessly. And it comes along with the self-servicing functionality. Last year, I presented the infrastructure virtual account management. And this year, I'll be doing another module, which is flexible automated workflows engine. This can be for the use of such like intercompany lending process, as well as the supply chain workflow. The underlying technology that we use is a smart contract that we use to create the flow. This is a case study, which is based on a discussion with many treasurers within various industries. And we found a very common similarity problem that they are facing. This is probably the intercompany lending process that look like today. So many systems in the company doesn't talk to each other. You guys are using emails, phone calls, communication points with different version of Excel spreadsheet floating around in emails or saved in personal drive, which causing in itself a long manual approval process, as well as lack of clarity, and you don't know where the process is stuck because it's all manual, and increase in distribution timeline. As time passes, more problem arises. Could be because of the loss of documents or too many versions of documents stored in one place, therefore leading to the disputes in interest rates and other variables data. So this is where Adjoint Treasury can help you streamline this whole process journey from loan request to approval process to the payment initiation to tracking all the loans and the relevant parameters all in one platform, keeping your operation compliant and efficient and reducing audit time and cost. Let's start with a demo and see how simple it is to create your own customized process flows that fits the needs of your organizations. Sorry. So here is our demo for today. Let's meet Acme, the large corporation with employees all over the world. Main headquarters in UK and have subsidiaries in various countries such as France, Germany, Switzerland, and United States. And within each country, many offices. Now, the intercompany loan processes generally need to go through various approval process from different parties. And to make matter worse, each process and approval authority may be different per region or per entities, such as yours. This is where our flexible automation workflow can help. It creates a workflow template and use it, and you can reuse it every time a loan is being requested. So here, for example, a France entity want to borrow from a main headquarters. So you click create workflow, call it France ICL with main headquarters in 2019. The person who can initiate the flows is, for example, Diana Hicks or Paul Thomas, who are French entity employees. But it can be flexible because you can determine by roles, and the first action is to request the loans. Next is, you have to set interest rate. The person who can do this, let's say, is a co-op, the opco head. And here we have to set the interest rate variables as well as the payment intervals. Next, let's say in your process flow, you need to approve such a interest rate. Can be approved by the group one. Yeah. or CFO. And then once the rate is approved, then we move on to the documentations. You can upload the documents, and here you can see, you'll be able to see later that the documents can be customized to your needs. The roles here, let's say Diana's or Paul again, who can upload the documents and input all the tenors of the loans and other variables. And next would be approval of the documents can be done by the CFO or the Group 1 treasurer. And here you can see how flexible it is. Let's say if you forget that, for example, upload document steps, that you have another person that can upload documents as well. For example, OpCo head, you can go back and add OpCo head in here. And then move on. Once the document's been approved, then you can start the loans and pay interest, and then end with payback principal. So let's say here is your typical process flow. So now you can click save, and the template is now saved and ready to be used. Now fast forward to October timeline. You go, the French entities will need to borrow the money from the main headquarters. So Diana or Paul will come in here and request the loans called October ICL. And they will be able to go in here and start filling in all the information that require for the loans, such as the amount, currencies, and the tenors of the loans. GBP, and lender is the main headquarters. So here, every part of the steps here will push the smart contract flow along, and the data here is stored in the distributed ledger, which is immutable, scalable, and provide you with a single source of truth, so there will be no confusion later on. Once the loan is requested, OpCo head will be notified to come in and take actions. So here, I'm actually logged in as an admin person so that I don't have to switching between the users. So you can see that OpCo head will come in, set interest rate, let's say 3%. There's no discount given here, and the interest rate payment is monthly. Okay. And now you can see the amortization schedule for interest. They are calculated and tracked throughout the loan life. And in our example flows here, the group treasurer will then, or CFO, will need to approve the interest rate. So come in, approve it. Once it's approved, the next person will be notified and upload the documents. If not, it will go back to the previous message. So here is our template. So you can use any templates that you have. Just copy and paste it, modify it, customize it, and you'll be able to input the parameters that you use initially. For example, the start date, borrower name. So you only need to enter it once, and it will be repopulated in your agreements here. Click preview, and you can see all the data has been repopulated. Once you're satisfied, you can click on upload the documents. And again, the next person in the flow itself will be notified to come in and do and approve. If it's approved, then we can move on to start loans and pay interest and start tracking the loan itself. So you can see here, once it's approved, the loan is drawn down, and both entities have virtual accounts here in our systems so that the transfer is instant. And the document is also attached to the transaction itself. So there's no need for different storage of documentations in different places. Interest payment is calculated, paid, and tracked within the same system. The workflow is fully flexible and adaptable to suit your organization needs. And this also can include supply chain workflow, for example, the dealer invoice factoring, as well as supply prepayment. So to summarize, cool. Today I have shown you just a little hint of what is possible. Clearly flexible intercompany lending is very powerful, but it becomes more powerful when you add it to the real-time virtual accounts, which can facilitate the POBO and COBO construct, as well as a self-service facility. The real-time treasury is about connectivities to all systems between entities internally and external parties. This is when you can realize the benefits from such systems. And here's how the benefits can be realized: by improving liquidity returns, by enabling real-time visibilities through of your liquidity positions. A reduction in fees as your number of physical accounts is reduced. The improved efficiencies from automations, and you will get better execution of FX and interest rate. And you will also have the transparency, accuracy in your client service.